Economic expert Nabil Jabbar Al-Tamimi is saying they are ready for Forex after implementing all these banking and financial reforms. The white paper reforms have been successful. It is time to move to the next stage, which is... Well, Forex financial and banking researcher Mustafa Hantush just pointed out to us what the next stage should be. Yes, I mean Forex. I do not see the Trump-era administration not seeing the necessity for going to Forex with all the progress of the reforms to move to the next stage. I am sure the US Treasury will agree. I am told by my CBI contact that they are giving Iraq a thumbs up to move ahead. Among those is an Iraqi cleric. List of personalities attending Trump's inauguration. There is so much support for Trump in Iraq. Question: will there be more than one rate at the bank? Will there be a special rate? No. The exchange rate of the Iraqi dinar will only have one exchange rate. I personally believe Parliament doesn't have any control over the exchange rate of the Iraqi currency. They do need to be a little bit on board. I think El-Sudani is giving olive branches to these people, especially those that seem to be bucking the system and trying to create constant problems. What we are hoping to see through this week, they come out and give us some type of news, saying that sometime in the near future they're going to tentatively set a date to send and approve the budget schedules to Parliament. That's what we want to see. We want to see them schedule a time period to where they'll be ready to send the budget schedules to Parliament for approval and reveal some kind of time frame or a date for that. That's the next critical piece we're looking for. The rate needs to change before approval is going to happen. Everything is moving in the right direction. We're very, very close to this. Today, we're diving into a fascinating update on Iraq's economy, the Forex market, and what the future of currency in Iraq could look like. If you're into financial news, especially in the Middle East, this is definitely something you'll want to hear. So, let's break it down. To start, there's been some buzz about the possibility of transferring dollars directly to trading platforms in the stock market, specifically, for people to buy or sell dollars without having to rely entirely on banks. This could be a huge shift in how currency flows in and out of Iraq, making it much easier and more direct for people to access foreign currency. Now, let's talk about how this could change the game. Imagine being able to access the dollar not through traditional bank transfers, but through platforms where you can directly trade it like any other asset. This could be a giant leap forward in modernizing Iraq's financial system, and potentially set a new precedent for other countries in the region too. What's even more exciting is that this isn't just talk. We're hearing reports from the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, that they are seriously preparing to implement this new method. According to the CBI, there's a strong push to turn the Forex market into an international platform for currency exchange, and they're ready to make it happen. If they pull this off, it could lead to a more fluid, accessible currency system, not just in Iraq, but potentially in other countries facing similar financial challenges. It's like a financial revolution in real time. Speaking of big developments, let's talk about the Iraqi Prime Minister's recent visit to the UK. What started as a one-day visit turned into a full 4-day stay, with meetings not only with world leaders but also with the Iraqi community in Britain. This shift in schedule shows just how crucial those discussions were for shaping Iraq's future economic strategies. On top of that, there's some fantastic news regarding Iraq's investment landscape. According to the latest reports, Iraq has been moved off the red list of risky investments and onto the orange list. This is a major step forward, signaling that Iraq is becoming a more attractive place for foreign investment. Now, the Prime Minister's economic advisor, Maha Mohammed Saleh, also shared some key insights during the trip. While Iraq's internal debt has surpassed 80 trillion, there's a comprehensive plan in place to reduce it over time. The goal is to carefully manage Iraq's fiscal and monetary policies to avoid panic, and ensure long-term stability. One of the challenges Iraq faces is the disruption of key development projects inherited from previous administrations. These projects have struggled to get off the ground due to budget constraints. For example, the 2023 budget was designed based on an oil price of $70 per barrel, and a target export of 3.4 million barrels per day. However, export numbers have fallen short due to OPEC+ agreements to reduce production. So, how is the government tackling this? They've had to rely on internal borrowing to fund these important projects. This strategy has been used before during previous financial crises, but despite these challenges, the government is still pushing forward with plans to revive stalled projects. What's impressive is that the 2023 budget includes provisions for a massive $64 trillion in annual borrowing to cover any potential deficits. But here's the silver lining: despite this borrowing, the Central Bank of Iraq has managed to keep more than 50% of the domestic debt within its own portfolio, backed by high levels of foreign currency reserves. This ensures that inflation remains under control. In fact, inflation for 2024 is expected to stay well below 3%, which is excellent news for the economy. Even with the increased liquidity in the market, the central bank is focused on keeping inflation in check and maintaining a long-term strategy for managing debt. This balanced approach to fiscal and monetary policy is helping Iraq navigate its financial challenges while still driving economic growth. So, in conclusion, Iraq is heading in a very positive direction with its economy. Between efforts to modernize currency transactions via Forex trading platforms, a solid debt reduction plan, and a renewed focus on development projects, Iraq's financial future looks very promising. Of course, there will be challenges ahead, but the progress we're seeing is definitely something to watch. Today, Monday, the Al-Fatah Alliance warned of the danger of not detecting and dismantling spying hotbeds working for external parties and spread throughout Iraq. Alliance member Ali Aziz told Al-Maluma agency, "There is espionage activity that extends from north to south in Iraq, and no treatment, monitoring or even talk about it in the media has been done by officials," noting that this is a very serious issue that has been ongoing for a long time and even exists in the capital Baghdad and the cities of the center and south, as well as the Kurdistan region. He added, "Leaving such activities to take place under the cover of companies and consultants with multiple headquarters without deterrence is truly surprising, and there are no convincing justifications for this security laxity towards a serious loophole and flaw in Iraqi national security," stressing the need for the government and security services to move to identify espionage hotbeds and end their presence.